Hiya!
Hiya, my ass.
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur coming to you with another review. This week, I checked out Guns. And this 1990 film was directed by Andy Sedaris and stars Donna Spear, Roberta Vasquez, and Danny Trejo, among others, of course. The story of this movie follows our regular team in Andy Sedaris movies. This time, they are a DEA team, and since they do their job so well, this gangster decides to hire assassins to go and kill them. So they have to, one, fight against the assassins, and then two, try to figure out who this guy is who keeps hiring these people. So they go to Las Vegas to try to figure it out. But what will happen exactly? Well, you have to watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss this movie. Well, this is an Andy Sedaris movie, and if you don't know who Andy Sedaris is, he's a very special B-movie maker. He makes a special type called the triple B movie, BBB movie. And what that means is it's bombs, bullets, and babes. So he has all of them in this one, just like his other movies as well. And this one is kind of a bit of a departure if you're used to who Andy Sedaris is and you've seen his other movies. I would say it is much more kind of refined with all of the different Bs. With his style, I think in the later movies he has like helicopters flying, or not helicopters, remote control helicopters flying around, shooting missiles. This one, he actually just has helicopters and planes, and people are just shooting missiles from them. With the bullets are all very small caliber in this one, and they're usually like silenced as well, which is, again, different from what you normally see in his type of movies. And then the babes are all in there, they're all fine. With this one, of course, there's some nudity, but I think the nudity is actually kind of like interwoven with the plot. Like, it's always like a love scene or whatever compared to, some of his other movies, it's just people changing. With this one, I think they do have like an oil wrestling competition, but that's to infiltrate the bad guys at this like strip club. And so yeah, it has all of the B's in there. So if you are looking for bombs, babes, and bullets, then this is something you might want to check out. And if you've seen Andy Sedaris before, you know what you're getting into, so you know you're going to have some fun. In addition, I thought all of the action was fun. There is actually quite a bit of action compared to some of his later movies, and I enjoyed it all in this one. They have planes chasing cars, they have helicopters chasing motorcycles, they even have ninjas that show up at like this gym, and that's absolutely hilarious. I'll clip it in here for you. So as you can see, it's ninjas versus muscle men in that scene, and that's just a lot of fun. And so I would say all of the action is lots of fun. I was definitely, smiling along with it, laughing along with it, and enjoying it as much as I could. So definitely all of the action works. Also, being an Andy Sedaris fan, I've seen quite a few of his other movies, and they always have this like criminal pair who are just there for comic relief, and they're like big doofuses, and they're never very competent. However, watching this one, I was actually really pleasantly surprised that they do seem competent in this one. It's kind of funny how they do it. Like, they keep telling the guy, like, we're like demolition experts, like we can hide a bomb in an olive and like explode someone's face. But the guy's just like, no, please just use bullets. Nothing special, just bullets. So they end up like dressing up like women to go do this assassination, and they actually like kill people, which is unusual for these two characters. And so it was just nice to see them in like a competent role where you feel like they are actually assassins rather than just comic relief. So as an Andy Sedaris fan, I just thought it gave some weight to the characters and kind of puts it in perspective for the other movies going on. So that was very interesting. And lastly, I thought all of the acting was okay, and to my delight, Danny Trejo shows up in this one. I was really surprised, having never seen this movie before, and when he shows up, it's kind of funny. He doesn't have like a speaking role at first, so I thought he was just like an extra, but eventually he does talk, and I was like, oh good, he's going to get a credit. But it's just interesting to see him in there. I know I can see him in all of these different B movies, but seeing him so young I thought was a great pleasure for me. And seeing him in an Andy Sedaris movie, I mean, that's just great. So yeah, lots of good things to see in this one. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. Well, with this one, I actually want to give it some credit in this point, because with Andy Sedaris movies, sometimes they make absolutely no sense and you can't figure out what's going on. With this one, the first hour is actually trackable. You can actually figure out what's going on. It's a cohesive story. But at that hour mark, like when ninjas show up, it just goes off the rails. You have no idea what's happening. And then I guess like the Las Vegas DEA shows up and you're just like, who are these people? Like they don't even have names at that point. So it loses track of the story and just goes off the rails where you can't really understand what's going on. But by that time, like you're just enjoying it for what it is. So you aren't expecting that much. But yeah, it just goes off the rails in the end where who knows what happens, you know? What else can I say? Well, with this one, it is a very standard Andy Sedaris movie. You kind of know what's going to happen. They're going to have plane rides, car rides, and they have all of that here too. I think it's kind of surprising and enjoyable how they do it, where they just kind of like throw in this assassination attempt, or they throw in like hitchhiking with some dude. I don't even know who that is. I'll clip it in.
Okay, Stu, show 'em what you got.
Hello there. I'm the California kid. You look like a woman in distress. I could take you away from all this. We could be married in an hour.
And so they have all of that random goodness that you've come to expect from crazy B movies like this. So who would I recommend this movie for? Well, if you are an Andy Sedaris fan, then totally try to check this one out. I do think this is one of his more rare ones, so that's why I had never seen it before, but I do think it's in like the top half of his movies. Other than that, if you have like a bad movie night, I think it would be perfect for that. Lots of laughs, lots of fun. As long as you don't mind some nudity, it will be good. If you are just looking for like a turn your brain off fun action film, this also might be for you as well. As for a rating, I have to give it the good bad score of 4.5. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.